In this video, I'm reviewing the Lovers collection by Kylie Minogue. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I'm a perfume reviewer. Please make sure that you subscribe and join this All the Perfume community. And if you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for all of your support, watching, liking and commenting on my videos. As many of you know, I love celebrity perfume, and actually Kylie Minogue's original perfume line was one of my favourite celebrity perfume lines, and I have some real gems from that collection to share with you at the end. But Kylie Minogue has been back in the perfume world since 2021, and these two fragrances, the Lovers collection, Lovers Fleur and Lovers Noir, are new to 2025. So thank you so much to Kylie and to Glorious Brands for sending me them over. This collection, and certainly its name, was inspired by Kylie Minogue's fans. So she had a song which she released in 2010 called All the Lovers, and from a tour thereafter her fans became known as the Lovers. So we have here Lovers Fleur and Lovers Noir, and the scents themselves are inspired by a celebration of all kinds of love. I had seen online these perfumes being launched earlier in the year and I was intrigued, and even though I speak so highly of a few of the Kylie Minogue perfumes, and it's a line that I really appreciated in general with those few specific loves, I had a little bit of cynicism about these releases, and it's to do with a more general cynicism about perfumes just not being as good as they were in 2007, that year that I always mention for celebrity perfume being really great. But my spoiler here is that I am so impressed with these perfumes. I think they're really well done, and up until preparing my review I hadn't realised that they have been brought out with layering in mind. So you've got Lovers Fleur, which I thought lent itself to more of a day wear. I tried it first. You've got Lovers Noir, which with a name like Noir I thought was more of an evening choice, but I've worn them together as well to see what they do feel like as a layer. So I like that detail. I think I haven't seen that before in celebrity perfume actually. Layering brought out with two fragrances. So yeah, this is a really great launch. I'll get into it of course, and I'll start with this one. In the top of Lovers Fleur, you've got honeysuckle, green leaves and coconut milk. In the middle, it's very floral. We've got ylang ylang, Indian tuberose and jasmine, and then in the base, white musk, amberwood and sandalwood. And when I smelt it for the first time, I thought, oh, white floral, not my personal taste. It smelled nice, it smelled like a good floral scent, but this is over the space of 5 seconds. Then really quickly I thought, this is Easy Bake by Huda Beauty, a limited edition perfume that I do have and I'll test and show you in a minute, that was brought out in April last year. It seemed like an April Fool's, and then it actually did come out as a perfume, and it's meant to be the scent of the Easy Bake powder, and I love it. I blind bought it, but I do love the fragrance. And it shares a lot of the notes of Easy Bake. And it does that same thing where the tuberose is lovely and powdery, and then the coconut milk, and coconut actually is another note that could be problematic for me sometimes, gives it a creaminess too, and it smells well done, like quality and comforting. I've got Easy Bake by Huda Beauty here, and I thought how great if these perfumes are really similar, because this was limited edition, that you could have the same scent profile with your Lovers Fleur. And they do have a lot of notes in common, but it is often the way that when I think perfumes are really similar, basically identical, to test them side by side will of course make it more easy to show the differences. And you've got 5 notes in common with these perfumes. The middle is the same. It's the tuberose, the ylang ylang and the jasmine. This has got the coconut milk, the same as Lovers Fleur, and also the amberwood. I smelt it, and I find this one more bold. It feels a little more gourmand. It's got vanilla, it's got pear, and it's also got gardenia. So that makes this the more bold choice of the two actually, whereas this one is more smooth and creamy. I still think it's your way in. I think if you've tried this, you know what to expect with Lovers Fleur and vice versa. I really enjoy this fragrance. It's a fun wear for me. It's a little bit like Deja Vu White Flower 57 from Kylie, which Huda and Mona, the founder of Kylie, they're sisters, they were bringing that one out together and I think argued about the direction they wanted it to go in. I think that's what one of them had said at one point. And Easy Bake has a similarity with Deja Vu. Not always a me scent, but it's meant to represent powder, and I think you get that powder of the tuberose in this fragrance, and you get that with your Lovers Fleur as well. Back to Lovers Fleur, I really enjoy the honeysuckle in this perfume. It's very noticeable in the scent. And then I found as it dried on the skin, I was getting more of the jasmine and the musk. And it was giving the same DNA as Deep Night by Ghost. So that's another way into the fragrance. I really like it, and I think it smells expensive too. And it's reminded me of the tuberose in a thymine scent. I went to an event where there was basically just tuberose in the air, and it was smelling really good. And if this much more affordable perfume is smelling like that scent, then that's great. It leans feminine, and I have to say it is the Easy Bake perfume that's been my way into this perfume for making it a personal love. I would think it was well done regardless, but because I like that powderiness of the tuberose in Easy Bake, it's easier for me to see that it smells powdery in this one. Let's move on to Lovers Noir, and I've said that I felt that these were marketed maybe as the day and the night scents, but even though they're marketed as unisex perfumes in general, I thought this one might lean masculine when I saw that it had lavender and pepper notes, because only this week I've reviewed scents that are marketed for men that have the lavender and pepper notes. So I thought I might know what this one would smell like, but I've been surprised actually. So in the top of the scent, you've got sage, green apple and pink pepper. In the middle is lavender and cocoa. Then in the base it's tonka, cashmere wood and patchouli. And to smell it for the first time, I got a lot of lavender. And I find lavender, unless it's very clean, I find it masculine. So I thought straight away, this isn't particularly peppery to my nose, and it still isn't peppery really. This is a men's scent. I thought, well, Sam will like this, because in the same way that I've been reviewing lots of this kind of similar scent profile this week, he's had lots of new scents to his collection where he does enjoy this combination. And then reasonably quickly, I'd say after a minute, it became more green, more herbal, more aromatic, and I could smell the sage. Then the second time actually that I sprayed it, but I don't get that now, but the second time I ever sprayed and experienced the fragrance, the lavender was coming out a little bit more soapy and a little bit more clean. I definitely think it smells like a designer perfume that's marketed for men. I still get that lavender more strongly than I would like to, but the cocoa is noticeable in this perfume. I've wondered whether or not I'd be able to detect cocoa if I didn't know it was in there. But once that lavender does settle, you get the cocoa and you get the tonka, which brings some balance to the perfume overall. But for my personal taste, I want something that I love instantly, that I don't need to kind of wait to develop over time. Even if the perfume does develop and I like it better over time, I myself, for that first spray, would want to like it more. There's the apple in this, which does give it a little bit of a lift. And then I was reminded of a perfume I love, which is Unbreakable Bond, sometimes just Unbreakable, from Chloe and Lamar. And if you're subscribed to me, if you watch my videos, you'll know that I have a lot of love for that perfume and think it's just like a shame that the branding of that one means it's a forgotten gem, because that's like my perfect autumnal scent. And this is similar, but the kind of musky lavender just makes this too masculine for my tastes. But I suspected that Sam would really enjoy it, and lo and behold, he does. So he'll be wearing this one this week as part of his rotation. He's going to adopt it in his collection. So I'm going to tell you what I think of them together, but wearing it on its own won't be something I do personally. But I think it smells well done, and it smells like designer quality too. Let's talk the layering of these two Lovers perfumes. And I'm not sure if I'm just having a cynical week or something, but I didn't expect it to be as impressive as it was layering these fragrances. So I had them on each arm anyway. I'd worn this for a whole day's wear, another day in the week. And so I'd sprayed this one, and actually it wasn't as strong on my skin as I'd hoped it would be. I thought I would mention, I always tell you that I'll talk about longevity if it's remarkable one way or the other. Didn't smell it as strongly on my skin as I thought, but I gave some sprays of Lovers Noir on top. Then I went back in with this and sprayed it on top of that, and then another layer of Lovers Noir. And that's how I'd wear my fragrance. I would be respraying throughout the day. It wouldn't just be a layer and a layer. I went in with my 4 layers. And the effect smelled so good. It just made like a perfect unison of the two perfumes. A great quality smelling perfume in its own right. And at first it was very floral, very classic smelling. I was getting the jasmine, the lavender was there, the musk was there, and it was leaning feminine. And then the lavender was coming through more, and it was smelling more masculine. And I thought, this is really like the perfect mix, the perfect unisex scent that it's going back and forth between the two. It smelled really good, and so that, even though Sam will be having this fragrance in his collection, I'll be wearing these two together, because I guess if I want this scent profile, I'll just wear my Easy Bake. But yeah, wearing these two together really surprised me, and that is an amazing, unique selling point, I think, for a celebrity line, that we've actually got a collection that's intended to be layered. Let's talk about the bottles and then the packaging as well. And I think these look so much better in reality than they did in photos, and I hope that translates to the video too. With the colours, you've got what's meant to be champagne here for Lovers Fleur, and then mystery of black with Lovers Noir. And then the two bottles can be displayed together in a really cute way that's meant to represent becoming one, lovers basically. I'll show you. If you turn it like this, then these two top parts are like that, and you've got your KM on the side for Kylie Minogue. How amazing is that? And it makes this, like, you know, sphere at the top. I love it. I haven't seen perfumes like that before. Am I having a moment? Am I just not remembering stuff I already know? I think they look really good displayed together. These are the larger bottles. These are the 100 millilitres, and they're available in 30 millilitres as well. And what I must remember to say is that the lid, the cap, is meant to represent a record, the grooves in a record. So cute and so perfect for Kylie. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this launch just altogether. Here are the boxes in the cute same tones, the champagne and the black, and you've got Kylie Minogue Lovers on the top. And I think with this, the way they'd work, no? Do they make a circle? No. Fleur can go this way just as well. And then you've got some descriptions actually of the fragrances on the side. So for your Lovers Fleur, it says enchanting, seductive, floral. I would agree with enchanting. I would agree with floral. And then for our Lovers Noir, it says, almost read the French then, magnetic, sensual, aromatic. I would agree with aromatic. So yeah, not keeping them as ever, but they look nice. They just look nice. They look like great quality, really. They suit the bottles really well. They look like they're well made. I love doing this. Now I'm going to talk about other Kylie Minogue perfumes, past, present, ones I still have in my collection that I'll show you the bottles of, and then others that I've moved on or maybe didn't have as well. Darling. On the one hand, it was Kylie's first ever perfume launched in my favourite year for perfume, 2007. And then in another sense, it's a newer edition because this is the bottle design. I mean, it's really similar to the original Darling, but she brought it back in 2021, and that's when we've had our new wave of her releases. And this perfume can frustrate me because I think it's so pleasing. You can buy it, I mean, for less than £10 sometimes, and it smells so pretty, floral but fruity, delicious. It is like nothing else I've tried, and now my brain's saying, is it a little bit like Eden Sparkling Lychee 39 by Kylie? I think if you like Eden Sparkling Lychee, you'll like this. And now I need to tell my friends, because I've had 4 friends, well, most of that 4, 3 of that 4 have bought Eden Sparkling Lychee after smelling it on me, and then somebody else has it on their wish list. They would surely like this. So this is passion fruit, it's lychee, it's sandalwood, and it just smells so good, and it's so affordable. I think this is one to buy and put in somebody's Christmas stocking, Christmas gift. It could be blind bought and enjoyed. I just think this perfume is that good. This is Sweet Darling, a flanker to Darling, and it was launched in 2007, and this is an original bottle because sadly Kylie hasn't brought this perfume back yet, but I wish she would because it's just beautiful and it would do really well. And let's have a moment for my very decent dent. I can't believe there was a time when I found this too sweet, but I can't believe it. My taste has changed and now just sweet, sweet, sweet. The sweeter the better. It's the passion fruit again, it's freesia, and it's cotton candy. And you see that like frosted effect on the glass? It smells like that, and I think mine might have turned a little bit. No, we're good. It smells good. I'm going to give this away this week. This is happening. This would do so well. If this was brought out in like the guise of a niche house, this would do really well. And it's just, yeah, one we need to see make a comeback. So Sweet Darling, still in my collection, clearly a love from me, and Kylie's second ever perfume. This little bottle is the Showtime EDT, and this is like, well, more than a dent. This only has like a tiny little bit left, and there've been times I've featured it in my content and said like, it's going today, I'm spraying the rest, and then it's still hanging on. There's an EDP as well, and I'm sure I've been mixing them up before and thinking that one was the other or that I had the EDP. I reckon I had it at one point and then gave it away. That's too sad to think about. This perfume, again, would do so well if it was brought out again now. Have I got any here? No, maybe she's done. Maybe I can't access that last little bit. This one is strawberry, blackcurrant, vanilla and licorice. I'm just going to smell the nozzle. Oh, she's so good. More fruity than we had with Sweet Darling, with just its passion fruit. But strong as well. Like, spraying this on me, I always knew I could smell it on myself. I remember wearing it once and Sam complimenting it, and you know, he does compliment my perfumes, but it's not a daily thing. It stands out when he compliments them, and this was one that was so good that I wish we could have back in the Kylie line. There is hope. She has perfumes again now. We need Showtime back. Now for some of the bottles that I used to have in my collection but have since moved on. There was Sexy Darling, and I really loved how that smelled. It was sandalwood, rose, pear, quite unusual, and I just wasn't wearing it enough, so I think it left my collection this year in a declutter. Then there was Dazzling Darling, which I've recently featured in my part 1 celebrity perfume regrets video, and it was just too light. It was sparkled, it was violet, it was musk. There was something almost a little bit chemical about that one. Then there was Couture Couture, which was lemon and jasmine. I think it was cedar too, and that smelled expensive. It was quite strong, just wasn't a me smell. I was just basically buying it to collect it. Then there was Music Box, which I didn't actually buy the first time around. I found that on Vinted, and it is a very cute bottle which you can display on its side, and it has a lot of promise in its notes because it's strawberry. And bear in mind, we have lots of strawberry in perfumes at the moment, but we didn't back when that was released. And it was your strawberry, it was freesia, it was sandalwood, but I found it very light and I couldn't get much from it, so I moved that one on. My memory is usually so good for the perfumes I've owned in the past, but I'm human and there were just so many. But there was the Pink Sparkle line from Kylie, and looking at the notes with Pink Sparkle, the original one, we've got champagne and we've got peach, which really appeals to me now. Then in Pink Sparkle Pop, you've got the peach again, you've got apple and gardenia. So they sound like really great scents. I had one of them, I don't know which one I had, but I just found whichever one it was, too light, not a me scent, couldn't really get much from it. And with the Kylie ones, as I've described with the previous perfumes, they're usually quite strong, so they just didn't hold up against the rest of the line. In between the return of Darling in 2021 and the launch of these Lovers perfumes now in 2025, we also had another new fragrance from Kylie, and that was Disco Darling in 2022. And it's in a very cute blue bottle. I did actually receive it as a PR sample, and it's a good, well done scent that you will enjoy if you like Cloud by Ariana Grande, a really similar scent profile. It's got ambroxan, it's got apple, it's got bergamot and musk, and I think it does lend itself to evening wear. And I also think it's a really good gift idea for, dare I say, a young person. I think that Cloud DNA, that Cloud scent profile, is really popular among younger people, so I would recommend it as a gift idea, especially as it's affordable, and I just love the affordability of the Kylie Minogue fragrances. Kylie Minogue's line gives me hope to wish for the things I wish for, because if she can bring back Darling, if she can bring out 3 more original fragrances, maybe I'll get back the things I want as well. And I would love it if she brought back Inverse. That was marketed as unisex, and I can remember a time when it was like £10 online and I should have bought it. And in the last few months, it's been about £40 on Vinted, but I won't be buying it because I'd worry that it would have turned in that time. But that just looked like a great fragrance, and of course with so many good ones, I would hope to like that, especially as, you know, when I was on my own, I would look at men's fragrances as well, because sometimes my taste, especially in really woody perfumes, lent a bit masculine, and it was unisex, so I kind of thought it would be a bit like Halle Berry's Closer, which was a unisex fragrance that happily I do have. Thank you so much for watching, and I would really love to know what you think of this collection. Have you tried either or both of the scents already? Or maybe there is one of them that appeals to you the most. Maybe you like both of them. Let me know your thoughts. And also, of course, I'm here for the Kylie Minogue throwbacks and what you think of any of those other perfumes I've mentioned, or any of them that she released that I haven't mentioned. I would love to know. Please do remember to give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and to subscribe to my channel for, of course, more perfume content, but lots more celebrity content as well. Please do go and find me over on Instagram as well, and on TikTok too. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video.